It's just an opportunity to serve again. You know, we come to the presbyterate first being ordained deacons, and our role as deacon is to serve. And it just always seems to be the invitation from Christ to just open yourself up to however it is you're called to serve at this given moment, and then to give yourself as full as you can to that opportunity. Well, in 2003, actually, prior to becoming Vicar General, I served as the assistant to the Apostolic Administrator, who was Monsignor Songi. And at that time, Monsignor Songi had come back out of retirement. And so it was just a real pleasure to serve for him. You know, here was someone who was already enjoying his retirement, and the church was asking this of him, and he was willing to do it. And so that was sort of like, you know, an inspiration for me to be asked to do something new in light of that. When Monsignor Songi was the Vicar General and the Chancellor under Bishop Boudreaux when the diocese was established. And so in a real sense, he did a lot of both offices, okay? And then when he retired, Sister Miriam became the Chancellor, and there were some things that by canon law only a priest can do. So Monsignor Latino, as Vicar General, would do some of the Chancellor's work. Okay? So even since then, as I became Vicar General, I did so with Sister Miriam as the Chancellor. So sometimes I would have to interplay with those roles as well with her. So now as I move to this new position as Chancellor, it's an opportunity to serve in a different way, but in much the same way as well. However the bishop would seek to use us in those spots. The Chancellor is basically the historian, if you will. He keeps the records of the diocese. And so in a sense, as I serve bishop in this new capacity, I also bring with me a sense of the history that I've had here. Oftentimes, a lot of conversations take place, a lot of decisions are made, which are not necessarily written down. And so this can give us a sense of some of the stuff that we've done throughout the years, why we've done that, and how decisions were reached. And so in that regard, I also bring a sense of history to the role as Chancellor. So a vicar is just someone who stands in the place of the bishop. So vicar for priest is someone who will be able to listen to the priest in particular as they come with a particular concern or a need without having to go to the bishop first. And there'll be opportunities for continuing education, initiatives for the newly ordained, initiatives for new pastors. As I was reflecting upon some of those roles, I thought back to my own ordination and how when we first got out, the seminary ran a program for us for the newly ordained. Now, of course, through the years that has stopped, and I never really thought about doing programs for the newly ordained because I'm not that any longer. But I can see the need for that and the opportunities we have to strengthen the presbyterate by walking with people in those tender years in a special way. I think of it in light of Vatican II, the Second Vatican Council. Pope John the 23rd opened up the church, if you will, to the wisdom of the people, to how the Spirit moved through the community of believers. And so what John the 23rd did was he listened not only to the Peretti, to the older priest, if you will, but he listened to science and culture and society and just had an open ear to all of those things. And I think that in the strategic planning process, that's what's happened for us. We've really opened it up to listen to the wisdom of the Spirit in the community of believers. So that in the past when we've done parish visitations, it was even really a smaller group of people. You know, we would have a town hall meeting. We would listen to the parish, but it wasn't necessarily a large group of people. And so when the visitation process would come out with goals and objectives, they weren't necessarily something owned by the people. Whereas in the strategic planning process, because we've listened to so many people have ownership in the process. And so I think we have the opportunity for it really to take root and to become effective for us as we look for the next 40 years. One of the real outstanding things that happened in this process was what's happened to the presbyterate. So often we're lone wolves just running around in your parish doing the things that you have to do. Even in various deaneries, we do the same sorts of things. This has given us a sense of unity of purpose, a sense of camaraderie, a sense of friendship, a sense of brotherhood, which was missing for us before. So even just personally, as a priest and for the presbyterate, the strategic planning process has been just a great godsend for us.